abusia samu akwa babi amanyo senyu medina agusa wo hwefa do ya tentam kan so be send message in the WhatsApp number under the screen is here there o type message na kan mo se bibia e roke na fe send fabre mpanyifo a ene wo fidue mo yenua Julius Jima a financial analyst and member of the MPP National Communication Team ene wo fidue mo a Julius akwa
yenua sam
for me there asa na de o nkrata ya dos
topic nearby no more me research ni na more mami information science ni na also related to our discussion
no abane de no aba
ti ma ba de na aba say share enya divine and who efe pa
divine kasa is a nice guy just say you mean you aba me mami ni aba ngare yeah am only aba ko aba man ho fa say problem what am only aba so divine akaba
For me,
Asamo. Aso, the way you work out there. PPP will say. Around for document be about 2 phones. When you mean I say.
So assemble bana ya sepatia. Na assemble so dey say throne in some one be one ya o corner street. Enya dia o de be we say no payo for adwuma dey just o sacrat enya. Eti we dey na who say adwuma bi wo wa o giton ho so a. Eti. Wa who say we defense ya o be intina lawyers sometimes so do case ko tun animu and found sick or charge you. We to make catch us wasem with them we bed. It no do quarter. Never best Saturday evidence no the no find no befa just because wasem no dey. It no ba no wasem no dey there say all the never be defending because say dey be jama.
I say lawyer bi o Cape Coast now no ko di bone na ko hu no a. Utu asika ni wi a. Na o he case na ka che say utu asika ka che so case ni pa dey. And you so Johnny.
What is Johnny?
Yeah. A very Johnny. Because when Johnny deal with them. Anyway. You're a Kwaku Edwin political analyst professionally or a network engineer. Accra?
Yeah.
My joy. Put me a day. Our tree now nam hey.
Men namasen not copy no biase. Nemwa sinfusu.
Okay.
Nam de doing crime.
Well, so any wo akwa sin of we dey be di hon komo.
Yeah.
Enti. Anayen fa no kran hyase. Yemfa no hyase yentenete na yenko the main issue. Okay, wo free wo be send na hositi MPP enwa no muyi o mo candidate obekwa contest on the ticket of MPP. And this is one of the era Jachi Kwesi grounds no yes etisema these two political parties.
Na Meadow was no match here with TF4, no match here, no be as a constituency for any Adansia Pija for Namachi. Say over the weekend, made the manager saying not could pay more breku a confede a same praso and impatemo. Na Udruwa, the Dodona can say, Omoma. MPP for me dada almost said the omo dada kuma wufo no sebi impredia san almost say kwase ahwa ento azumpiri no wote ase enti omo nhwema yemfo omo se kan nya nanka enti omu hu bone kura yewura jechi kwesin ye ya enti no omo awetiri ne dan free parliament enti ono a no omo san hwe nanim se obeba no moto abande ayden
Okay.
Into Udru grounds what they are. Wonam kwan unyoze oma constructed kwan of fro. Omu go so nche. Into we have funny afan na ye MPP. Any NDC flag no. Nigeria at you say but flag a hu no dodo pa eya yewura jechi kwesin. Flyers.
Okay.
Dodo na na wo ho. Na mi siye mi dru kuroba ko ho a ye frɛ no dansame.
Okay, dansame.
Me duru ho na kushia, uduru ho a utumi fa ho kushia. Me duru no me ginai, me ne manfo na ba ko mienu bi enya nkita hodie ba ko mienu na otie de omo kira ne se omu hu bone kura MP na ye. Wote ase. Na sebio omo to aba ma ne mfie 9. Mfie 9 no nsonye. Inti omo hwe anim se obesen aba no mo besen ato aba na ma no na dwumadi a wo so okoto aso no odie no wato aso na wakwakodi enti aprobo kakra me de fa asen not no se me hu MPP ni bia ese enra no mu yi omo candidate nti asat enra ne de no mu ni candidate nti ene na so omanya bi di ha I don't know
aso omanya candidate ya friend no Charles
Amankwa
Nyamankwa
mo de Amankwa afọ
Nyamankwa Charles is it Charles Opoku or something like that check mama
on say wo free asen nota na wo nu adi bi ase me constituency enti me wo interest
ewo
asen
yes grader ne ye construction there
on say the main stretch of the road na free me fan say asen ho no asen dansame asen praso confid ho no de unye but neighboring villages no ena sa adwumadie no ekoso ho na omugusu a omuyi akwan no but the amount for nature is omu ni problem ya aban asede se e wo so oyi akwan enti se ene so akwanya naba na se aban eyi akwan a ombeda aban ase but eno no nkire se is going to influence their decision to vote for party A or for party B. Omo concern say they have an MP and they are going to reinstate the MP.
Nipa no we near Charles Opoku. Charles Opoku on na year MPP parliamentary candidate for now. Okay, Jima.
You some say Amenda was na Amenda production team for us na minchia penny for the National Communication Director, Richard Ahiangba, and Regional Communication Director, so Alaji Adam Sabo, and the communication team and as architecture in Michian Penifone na messenger me constituency, Bibia me fair constituency for Michian so. Me chia for ne eti for any me am penny for any omo studio divine and enya. Until I said, as constituency in there, ye interest say the good people of Asen of Ebenya parliamentary, candidate, and as a member of parliament, I will be represent that is a material fact. And issues bias surrounding the former MP, Supreme Court, didn't rule in Aba. I was sending a judgment and I said the reasoning into the ruling and so on. I believe say the onus now is on all the political parties. Be our interest in a sin of say say a sin of ebenya a replacement and now say a new person or be representative. So that we are interested in that.
Okay.
The issues surrounding former MP Honorable Jati Kwesini, the MC Yenina Yenim Yaka Bobo about the conditions are now at the time Supreme Court they ruling now, but you don't too much into details. But they say send another by-elections abano MPP as political party in there. You be represented fully. Say now can you di kind aye elections say the name C4 obi party ni mu asen of and together no jumedie kese aban no so edi wa asen of no over the years it is not only about this by elections aban no started say or edi jumedie wa asen of in terms of development projects no it started way back me fan say former government NDC so 2014 2015 there was developmental projects and yes we buy and ababa betwaso from that period and say the document about out yes press say there is about 115 projects in the area of water infrastructure education access to telephone any routes health all these areas, some was also started from and answered by the previous government, NDC, by former President Mahama. It is any I believe it's a government is a going concern, is a continuity, BNDC for this year, yes, you buy, ya pijemu and answer ya twaso, in terms of development as enough in here, as well as all the 275 constituencies in the country. And yet as enough on Kwa. And me say constituency beer or mining beer no or beer here some form of development. And no na share from government and I say most importantly in the leading party. You know, some yebe we she mpenifu the various political parties ni be you nyina well. Yebe we she almost say NDC they say they are former MP na be samba. Let me say there are another, you know, after the civil procedure, and there's another criminal case also currently ongoing. In the age now, it court and so say whether it amounts to some criminal offense or not. But let me say, I believe, say as NDC as a political party, you know, or Noana or Besan are representing the party in the constituency. And you know, you better wish your candidate, Christian Opoku. Yeah, party, you know, what I say no for no.
Charles Opoku.
Charles Opoku. You better wishing the world near Sheneding. Now with me, Ejina party, na name kama. It was I say no for no. A swing seat in the last week now, yeah, analysis.
Yeah.
And your constituency, yeah, with my say, ya fan fala. It's in the Ejina boarding bar, our constituency.
NDC seat.
Well, send the agrony from. Yes, it's in a do on the one, yeah, share.
Anyway,
I send no to the BRC in NDC seat.
Unto we there, my mincha ashafo. No be oti enka. The title num call L2 Senior West. About Asen North by election because no. The kind me party I'm representing no. I better just say by election because no. The di kan here and say the research department no your commission almost say omunkofo na omunkoye ade bia obroni efre no exploratory exercise say omunkoye research na omunhwe form say na yahoden yete say ebe yese by election we dey ho be hihiem ana ya ho keka no te sen ana dey necessary the same thing here wo kumawu by election to be sure just some few days to elections na e declare and support at the independent candidate because ne hu say ye kwa e be waste resources we dey ho dey nyina kotai independent candidate so na this by election so your interest kese pa wo mu intino you decide here as a party say you do be kojina and say but enche bia no e sure say na da yanim ba ku mienu no the statement be ba bonten okay magana fo your position ye gina
okay
na ade ba ko a mababe hu e wo by elections Ghana say no say say wo MP sebe preduasa ote nkwamu a ne ho faso no isa enya ne ho faso gise wawu ana se gise atroye nkyem bi aba
asem bi ato no
ansa na yakase constituency na ban ebetwa nani e de akohwe sa constituency no ana se omo be devote resources ese omo be develop me by elections bi bro no mu a me di akire na me ye campaign coordinator for Buem by election. Okay, Buem by election.
Yeah.
Just a kind. Me sanso coordinate Wolensi by election.
Atiwa.
Wolensi by election. And also say ya na net ya manamba so. And also say no MPP ni NDC for no ma humboa no e wo form. Enti no owura Sir John. Na me fa na krensie. Oni esiedun ketia. No mo who did question court? Says by election member so because a bad waste of resources, or because they knew said they were not going to win. Now, send an American by election, yes, we want to say all of a sudden, not the entire government machinery, any resources, no, now dedicated to that a particular constituency no obekɔ no na edwiri kwan obekɔ na de a amanfo a complaining for so many years no saa da no nko a obekɔ na yes nkonya sɛ yeye yenya to aba no wi a na yasan so agyae o masi o modadam me de adeba ko a mahu say politicians for no o take advantage ewo sememufo na electrics for no ye ignorance ignorance in the sense say omunim say electrics no do no are vulnerable, they are impoverished, and as a result no omudu onu mu a no mu pe bibi kakra mo mu a no mu tietia kakra mo mu a they will have their way and nobody will question them. But it's high time Ghana for no when a politician comes to us no more pretend they say they care all because say by election aba obi ewu and as assembly abenti be to aba no more be show face a bibi om de bebe bia there's no a favor and you say you are privileged, it's your right. You know no mind resources in idea and we must benefit as such intino omo de nyama ne ba omunje but omu yuso omuti sebi omo to aba ni yi.
Okay,
sana meka
okay. Yen shen komo no yen call the main nation so me sha se fe yewra adu jamfi wonom Professor Frimpong Boating eno na beto just special prosecutor I che no editeni no man bill some 2 million Ghana cedis ayeka say he's under investigations. Charles BC so beto just special prosecutor I secure court order or they ebechine any moment from now. Professor Frimpong Boating versus Ghana. Why na eboa hwan? Na hwan na ekutia no yonko?
Unto medawase. Say Professor Frimpong Boating issue in a report na ebeto odwa no. Ebedi ho nkomo ha. Ena akwa na asan abetop no so bio. Na da bia no utie me submission a kan say aban we animu odi animu ye na na adodan kwa kufu ado ansa na obepre abandwa no o kansem bi share Ghana for bobi say oba corruption will be a thing of the past kan ya to the point say obe use the announced principle e dey aye adwuma e dey fight corruption. Unfortunately akwa koye to say adane rather no obi a obe unity say all fight corruption bia no na aban we a start a fight against that individual. Professor Frimpong Boating di na adwuma to ho ekotena afie no yente ne ho asem bia bio kopem say ne reporter or tro personally e de koma omampani ebeto odwa
enye personally or trust our report as the chairman for a year interministerial
no
committee.
In his capacity he didn't write it on behalf of the committee as the chairman of the committee. He said he wrote it personally to the president.
No.
No, or say it was demanded by the chief of staff.
Yes.
And shared into or Troy in capacity as the chairman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
of
in
the committee.
No, in his personal capacity. Otherwise, on the chief of staff, no more engagement and or report so say so it was even unofficial.
It was unofficial.
Yes,
yeah.
unofficial report. Yes.
To the chief of staff
exactly.
or to the president.
Yes, so the chief of staff, so obviously the president.
Yeah.
And I be told you. Now, question I'm facing me busa say many problems a special prosecutor invited Obi for questioning. I don't have any problem. But at what point an invitation to an investigative body tends to be an arrest? I'm a lawyer. I'm not a law student. Pocket law and I'm common sense and I'm saying the year you say the special prosecutor no or powers. I know the Special Prosecutors Act.
Yeah.
It gives him the powers to effect arrest.
Yeah.
Under these circumstances, Professor Frimpong Boating was being invited for questioning. At what point and an invitation no attending by arrest and a charges and omujina soa omudi effecte sa arrest no. My understanding is that he's being questioned on some 320 million Ghana cedis, which was spent by the committee. What you say? Now I'm finding it difficult to appreciate this position because as a chairman of a committee, on to me in his personal capacity and spend it without approval from the relative bodies are omo ewo kwan and omo to me say omo ma ho kwan mo spend this ka say president Tuhui onwa in his own capacity enti sorry nkonkofa Ghana sika say ma fa Ghana sika spend it. No, he must go through some of them. He must go through parliament. What you say? Enti at what point Enna Sika committee expended on whether it's a policy or whatever it was. Na chairman no mumuno enna ye chino. Na charges being a special prosecutor edi abo Professor Frimpong Boating. Enei e was say ye bail no 2 million Ghana cedis. It means that there's some amount of criminality here which we are yet to know which crime the professor has committed.
But one strange thing is, will be a special prosecutor investigating the so arresting so inviting any engagement. We are no more. They issue a statement. So and so was invited. He was questioned and blah blah blah. We are going to prosecute him with the bat. This one special prosecutor.
No, me baho. Honto me baho. Now me start off special prosecutor. No so na me dia besi baby am de beba besi. Enti from invitation to arrest. Report ni beto odwa na beto public domain. Nkofo ni bi omudin bi ba mu no was Gabi Ochredakun. Immediately, Gabi Ochredakun filing suit against Professor Frimpong Boating. Meaning say asem no court
10 million.
Enti e court no de mintimi nka ho asem bebre. But what I want to establish here is say Gabi Ochredakun sue Professor Frimpong Boating say obo ni din e wo report ni mu. Na kire say anye ne de me boana. Mitikuro mu hanso minim tumi a minim tumi political power. Yewura Gabi Ochredakun ekuta no e okrom ha. Even though it's unofficial, but or a president no wo fa ase minim tumi ekura no, but me de beto ho ansa e kire be ka ho asem. Honto Professor Frimpong Boating the report ni betu dwa no nkofo obubo omudin wo report ni mu no. Apart from arrest warrant, special prosecutor Akojia or de hwehwe Yewura Charles Bisu no. There were other people that their names were mentioned in the report. None of them has been indicted. What I say? None of those people has been indicted. Intino one question Amibusa special prosecutor and said the working. I don't want to believe said the office of the special prosecutor is being used to intimidate and to victimize people or citizens. Because I listened to the professor, he said that he feels victimized. Because committee, no Frimpong Boating kwana kwatana committee. There were other people. And as the chairman of the committee, I'm yet to know the terms of reference and the people that constituted the committee and the various responsibilities and roles that were assigned to each member on the committee. Akodun Pempenso bi say the chairman of the committee and he was say this subo ebodo. I want to put it on record. One, it is not clear the reason why the professor was invited. The special prosecutor, in his usual, your friend is saying, issuing of statement to explain. Sometimes he goes further to even tell us what went on during the interrogations and all of that. And as to whether he has established a prima facie, that's a legal term, prima facie case against Professor Frimpong Boating. and for which reason he has been granted bail, that means obe face trial. Yes, I want to ask the special prosecutor. I don't want to believe say his office now is being used to victimize people because the professor says he feels victimized by the action of the special prosecutor. And only one. Two, me person me busa say enkofo na o indict or more report ni mu no. Is the special prosecutor going to invite them, arrest them, and grant them bail the same way our DIF Professor Frimpong Boatengi nana? The last one I want to ask this government is that how many men does he want to bring down and son omofria abem? Because minimum no ya papa kwasi indum before MPP betina konwa so no ogina ne nan so ya papa kwabena dofo no ogina ne nan so sedu agongo mu no mu gina omo nan so Beige Capital no mu gina omo nan so what you say ene ya me ne ukasai all these men and their businesses they fallen flat. Kofi Amoaben mu a no mu gina omo nan so they were respected people in this country. And then akotwe mra we the same mra no mo de bi read chikwesi no abrekra article 94 it gives the electoral commission that supervisory role to make sure say me kwekwe di me ko gina say me kwa akoto aba o so mo hwehwe machi ehunu say enkrata na me de aba no degree na ekuta me na o so mo kokko find out say eyampa say degree na ne de ana e o so mo make sure say me ni any allegiance to any other country. It is the electoral commission's responsibility to do that. But oyan hwehan na wotena ho na obi free Burkina Faso eba krom ha na obe contest the election na o win election we are na ade na kogina court say wa bu Ghana mra so Ghana mra no na hwe so
wanyan hwehan according to Jachi Kwesi Krawa approach electoral commission so okay this is my situation I apply to renounce my nationality and my allegiance and any my electoral commission so you can go ahead
and thing na make catch o say omo what that supervisory responsibility ni say omo be ensure say obi on be admit no the nomination to contest in an election biano has fulfilled article 94 to the letter. Is that not what it's supposed to be? You have to ensure say ni pana wa be gina also to abaman no and I'm admitting the nomination no we fulfilling article 94 completely. Whose responsibility is it to do that? Me na yede abato ho nsema hye menzana.
Okay.
Oh, it say what na se na mubu mra so. Na mra no so bufa mo so. Na afi o se e Supreme Court, ma Supreme Court, e ko toto papa so. Ne aba betena ha ya keka na no so akwa. What I want to say on this show is that Professor Frimpong Boatengi is politically victimized. It's political witch hunting. As usual, the good professor I wasn't clear born who by near promoting a Juma why you will chrome ha Africa, Ghana. If you are seeing man saying now called Germany, a Juma papaya ye. Ene. Or then in Sako saw MPP from that DMA and the Wadani Musuo. Oh, chrome ha, yeah, China Boso. As if said Professor Frimpong Boatengi is a commoner in this country. If this is how we are going to treat people who have sacrificed so much for this country and conform di dimpa edi animonyam aba krom ha ahye Ghana animonyam, if this is how we are going to treat them, then I'm sorry for Mother Ghana.
Okay.
Mesa baby.
Besa ba.
And me dia so.
Yeah, can say yeah power purchase then no. But your 10 minutes.
You saw let me say Professor Sam de ba ya na sebe yen sem fatampo ka say ye be ko peni na asem because
so when I say time no do so ma obetimi atese so that be abenya more time for
oh they be say me ka be say ye nua eduje mfika say o hwe ne bra wa bo what Germany we are seen na as a renowned heart surgeon na Ghana Haniju Media with the likes of, Osete, Kolebu, Heart Foundation, and then all that. It's, opinion bianke ni kwampo kwase or see it discussing and as you discuss the issues our national television. But why a political figure no? And then this sumo besum ye ne de. Ya nansin sem ni bibasa na Ghana near Kanwasem. Me I don't wish to discuss, opinion, but I in the space of, public education, political discourse and all that. Na ye feel more addition. Na yetimi edibi aboye bra and I say yetimi dibi aye ehon emfato ho. Same ye nyina nso ya gye atum se e wo se yetimi empower state institutions and as state agencies no muntimi enyo medjuma without any fear or favor. Emfa obi ne personality say a presidency and issues bi wa was said the dedicated state institutions na emra yagye atum ne empower no they should be able to investigate na ometimi de ehon report abrega na for ni nyina yehu eba ne sana the confidence ebe share oman ni mu and I say in our political space nobody is above the law into that president no so ewo honomo mi momu de same Oshe special prosecutor on website omucho letter bi dated 10th October 2022. Now it was in relation to the Galamsey documentary Tiger IPI release no at the time na Charles Bisu ni case. Na Oshe omoleta na special prosecutor say the Office of the Special Prosecutor has commenced an investigation into suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses. The same Brofuno Modebo Opini, Professor Frimpong Boateng, he was invited to be investigated, say corruption and corruption-related offenses. Okay. The investigation targets some officials of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the Forestry Commission. It also targets the activities and expenditure of the dissolved Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. This is last year, 10th October 2022. It's about the same thing because Professor or granting interview, it's about the same thing. Your friend invitation, almost about corruption and corruption-related offenses, and then also expenditure that was incurred under the Interministerial Committee of Illegal Mining, especially in respect of the seizure and management of excavators, machineries, road vehicles, and gold nuggets. The investigation includes the active and ongoing inquiry into allegations of the use of public office for profit against Charles Bisu at the time. Okay. During his tenure as secretary to the IMCIM, which is the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, arising from an investigative documentary titled Galamsey Fraud Part 1, published by the Tiger IPI. The investigation further targets the activities of Akonta Mining Limited and other companies, nationals of foreign countries allegedly involved in illegal mining, and allegations of corruption and corruption-related offenses against some municipal and district chief executive and political party officials. Signed, Kisie Jabin, Special Prosecutor, 10th October 2022. So it's just about the same letter you Troy last year, and a name. The chairman at the time, Professor Frimpong Boateng, was invited by the Special Prosecutor. Media, I do not have the challenge about the worker. Now say, why our Special Prosecutor efforts with invite to opinion, but send you can say, me lawyer, me a finance person. Say, ultimately invite you be it me chena na. Near some granting bail and I'm say lawyers ni be me aboy. But say if it is about investigations into expenditure that was incurred under the time the Interministerial Committee on Legal Mining the expenditures there at least was Auditor General then ebamu kakra auditor general na oye audit into all the financial transactions of government, which the interministerial committee on illegal mining is under the various ministries a kambo musenka omonhwe illegal mining in semsem so. Intika I would have wished say inka special prosecutor Emma anase inka opese oye investigation into the related matters with regards to expenditures that was incurred. Inka auditor general nkoye sa audit no. Na auditor oye ni audit we know forming opinion and on the report ba say obi edisika anase obi endisika. So obi edisika, then on that vehicle no special prosecutor will have all the like and as a lawyer say the prima facie case which is the primary fact say Sebio Same Hunto Discal Committee in auditor general the reporter about internal special prosecutor evidence acquired and support say not with media invite now your investigation into it, then you set the tone for prosecution and as any criminal way say. But as it stands now, the committee has not been audited. Until we don't even know, say the who ye Charles Bisu Diana Tiger IPI documentary was a Ghana for ye who ye, and on that vein, special prosecutor invited him. And think opening frimpong boating the enka. E ka mesresen ka yema auditor general enko yesa expenditure sike bia aban na share the share on ase anyhow omo disburse sike biara under the interministerial committee na ka auditor general the sa report ne ba it gives you that primary evidence say assume si anaso obentin disika anase wen disika na nke no special prosecutor timi aye den invite you opening, then you conduct your investigation na say because per interview they didn't establish any charges. Say special opinion a special prosecutor they could come out on that, but Professor Frimpong Boatenga said there wasn't any specific charges under him. They invited him, said they want to do an investigation and no for about 2 hours. If there is no specific charges about him, we know I am not by any personality. I'm not even sure say it's in relation to sending na Edu Jenfika say bia Gabi issue in bia there's some connection be or there be. Ono abeka said oma man charge bia yambo no kwadu bia say waye boni bia na say onye boni bia nemum no na special prosecutor be so toto na no. But on what fact and as evidence and audit to opinion. Okay. I would have wished saying auditor general any special audit. Send your year a special audit into COVID-19 related expenditures. There is that opportunity for the auditor general to do that same special audit into the activities of the interministerial committee on illegal mining. Okay. Now, or the findings about one of this KBN, it sets the tone for any prosecution. Okay.
Divine.
Yo, me that's it. When him say, and send me say never to jar. Now be someone who say, "Nti oman Ghana no is it worth dying for?" Because omaya sebi yo no krekafo anwo kire omo chen omo a omo di akohwi ana say omo sani amanu na say sa oman no enya ade a ope nkoso na PROF Frimpong Professor Frimpong Boatenga and then tie no mo sister station Randy an interview on Metro TV and Power na me hwe no areho akame na samba ko kan ya me de tum kotoyi ni say o say he is being victimized for speaking the truth o man we yempe no kore minya no mabrobro so aka nsem ne bi but ono akasa no muto o say obeye minister no nim obi a hye no ono akasa hye da conduct research kese eno tron krata no ko presenter de koma omampanyi na na kufuado o say omampanyi say ye gina e kasa 101 e kire no say yenye ABCD na fancy environment no na you say if I improve technology see like official blueprint no dey to ho no na and then all kind of TV dey so no ahwefo no mo taxi nyina na anisu atata obia na obia say na papa we wa adwen say adwen we nyina wo papa ne trim na omo implement no ana itu bisa ho say dem pa na ye gi wo bi ase say sa adwen we ni nyansa sema papa we kan nyina no emphasica embre opikotoko mu nti yesi ye implement onim ora matrami do ka asembi I say in this country Ghana we and an Nekufado aban we we say we fight corruption na kasa be dan kakai no aba be fight o ora Professor Frimpong Boating by Obeka asem we o say the MPP for na tata no and all of a sudden enye say papa we e wa aboni ni nkrata a wa benya unim say no mo person omo run it down man look to say was some mental issue. That's how they wanted to paint the man. Honto eyaminu mienu a ye nkrata ankodu ba bia ye ni qualification ke be ka chese adwum kan. I'm telling you, that's how they wanted to reduce the man. Say, oh, papa no depression ache no. Papa no bitterness na eku no. Meanwhile, if you interview the man, if you look at the boisterous nature or the edkanin semwa, the onima semwa oka. Na me die honto adewe ya na Nekufado aban we. Se ne omo we chante papa na omo tata no. Se nkebe ya akasa energy no. Se na papa na kire in the near future or see say research am conducting say in the next 5 years say yankatelia mitigating the extent to which galamsey ni mining activities degrade the environment any water bodies na and cry be wo no many of them no baba out say enye nani na efra no was some body issue bi ana say deformities bi a you say yare you say o say say nsuo bi anum bi a no 70% is here no onum nsuo na wanom yare aka ho onum nsuo no a wanom yare e de aka ho because of mining activities na me de nanka obi a oka no kore de ana say odi asema ba betudwa na ye hwemu e come into the merits any demerits of the issue no say kono ye tata ne sa na mu bisa say mi say legal gymnastics na course say ya arrest no what it is in say investigation say emramu no say police for na say body say wo e ho kwan some investigation no omo former way omo interview and some no din kita ho any informal way but when they want to engage you formally also benya kwan yi wa no there and then to say by to go police station say explain to you say on your arrest when you say arrest you say the handcuff agunsa but it is to tell you say asembia o can yes so who say it is say you betumi e dey prosecute you and say you betumi di akoso e dey emra no anywhere di okay enu ti na e ka say arrest no on because it is all kwan a invitation dey man no so all kwan betumi aka say o invite the lawyers so the lawyers can meet them but if say kenye say ya arrest no no mananka any engagement dey be ko bia na it be fan born charge nti no mo ye ne sa no nti enti eno ase eno so ekoda enchen a wonim say menya experience bi wo mamu e wo Ghana ase ya eye suban a ye Ghana for nankasa ye ka ho no man Ghana no e say suban a e wo ye ho ne say ye mpe no kore suban o Ghana ha ne se nkofo bebre onye omu okuo mu na wo yese wo kasa na wo ka no kura na wo expose niama wan kasa wo sa ni pa kro no na ni pa be ka che se wo kasa dodo wo ye bi share me ma one example in 2009 story bi omo publish e wo graphic mu na me who story no omo say some guy bi no or salam down and yes wakwa engage in fraud and scam or my fraud the white man be and them say FBI for aba no maba be chem ya publishing off front page kita ni niama no wo say me who story no front page and am say na sa branti am say mo na koto sa ho mu anopa me hu no so no o mi neighbor me hu so otwi ni sen
ba na report say na
ya report so was sa wo e ho na me si mu pam na me ankasa abranti am say me ni ente na me call police headquarters na me say no police for me mamu fela me mamu tip off mu say and then Ghanaian Times will publish a story and I have it there. Must see a brand way, Yachina Tumu or Demu. Oh, me feels here. Me catch a police, the police, look at him say, I said, man, I mean, can I say, I must say, and then I make sure newspaper when I say a brand was home, but me who nende. Police didn't share anymore, seeing which capacity na me person me yes I inquire way. I'm sure as a Ghanaian. Or share many more, not tears, yes, sir. It's never going to have a play. Only at the outdoor time, but you say, O person who report to us them way. A one or three vigilant chain, no catch him, Mr. Branty, only be. Assembly and Yancolacro, and Yancolasem. A beya, Anka, Coffee no cordial. When you say, no more metico.
concerning and so many you and I'm also see mu pampai sometimes we I say revolutionaries near you and I call Ghanaian Times one a branch and obey madam for reporter no then they go by sana dana a story no guy na kasi efa to me story we are yes ya man charge ni nyina no e hono na omo ye movement bi wo no mu a money changed hands. But journalists no not training the amba into no train na amba no so no publishing here into that time this can ya teacher we mo bi anya ndem a see am no kasa brand we film okọ
a film
ezu we dwane like onwu ni combine mu bio
okay
enu ko dan chen mi akasa obi a me ni tifie no wa illegal connection because they be no so be enter credit there say creditor say be kono na limiter na so blue anya red blue okay old ones they na blue minim new ones say na be blue
one they red so red
that's so blue na me ya na me say no ma me kwa ave no na me kwa ave no na me report to yes I feel we this particular meter I'm go check meter no say me suspect say papa we why illegal connection na wo de say illegal connection na mo nko na me de me ja ho na me de poa me kwa adwuma ade chinya na say me say me kwa na branch papa ye woro ne ka ho me nim say sana ECG for na ba be ye operation it be do one man me chia no me person bo papa de so obi abe story no me chia no ape na papa no o twitwi ne ka ho no science yo no o si busuefuo unim not knowing no ECG for na omo ba here no unim ase omo ka che papa no say sa papa we na ne dan ho no mo abrantie no ne no asem o si oni ni ase ne ahwom yi no pe asem no de wa ba
ECG for
no mo chuku me de ma papa no ne tika we na se nke
wa mo kwa no
illegal no wa papa ne ka che ne se o hwe no we so sa abrantie no na sa abrantie wo nye ni papa pom pe na asem uni say papa no otu anka obo metu
ba o twa usu adan
because me a whistle blower me say me dwe o man Ghana ho it o man Ghana no me say yan ye hu enye obi na ye hu it me amazesi anokra ka me hu say bibi say kra na ne ka everything because who that say na ebe ya nipa ebe teki sa asem no hwe me wo year group bi me free heart former old students group be a woman. To say to myself, for a dishonesty executives for no exhibit one more. Your man is Yajichi a yesika. You be catch on say, and I'm uncle Chesicano. Nanko for a crabia cotsna demo. No much I'm misappropriating Sicana channel. Poto. Obia group neso who echira no be send no message behind the scenes say chale nkofo na de no mo ye no be antumi nka sa na me bisa mo say monka be e omonka she say Ghana for nya atwom hypocrisy enu na di abedu ende be bia abedu yo
anyway my main kind message na fe yanko ye excess energy capacity Good evening, Simon. Professor Boating. You are not fighting flesh and blood, but satanic and devilish Akufo-Addo and his agent in high and low places. Stand firm. We Ghanaians are with you in spirit. I know the injustices at the Supreme Court. Supreme Court will do everything to find you guilty, but the truth shall provide your innocence. Agbeku, Edifri New Town of Dabre. Good evening, Mr. Samuel Hunter. God bless you. My name is Akwesi Obo from Omanjo, capital here. I say, Intie Omanga na pa into Inti, which you na ye Inti. Omanga na pioneer. This MPP government is so bad government. Thank you. We say Mensa Kamasa and Sawama Dojo in the 80s and the early 90s. Some of us, we thought that every white person is wise. Fast forward 2023, we have a lot of stupid white fools and incompetent ones indeed. White be as okay. Salaam alaikum.
Yes, I'm not World Bank Aquano.
Ah, okay.
No dinner time.
Salaam alaikum, President Akufo-Addo. Ghanaians are very wise. You can never deceive us to vote for MPP party. Never again. Isa Edifin in Zawam Zungun on their brain. Good evening, Mr. Hunter. NPP is the most wicked political party in the history of Ghana. Why do they always wait till when there is by-election before they begin to construct rules? They shouldn't think Ghanaians are fools and poor from lack. Professor Boating deserves every bit of what's happening to him. Or say he showed ingratitude to Rawlings, who brought him to Ghana. He then also lacked political discernment despite his educational pedigree. To know Nanado and his cohort are scammers and decided to join them. So when you dine with criminals, be sure to play by their rules. If you try to play pious in the midst of criminals, you would be smoothed. I'll say you should shut up and suffer. The reprisals from the mother serpent. Some of us do not have any iota of sympathy for the ill-fated prof. It's a high in salary. I'll say good evening, Aigbe Mafia. Talking about Professor Frimpong Boating issue, when you have leaders like Akufo-Addo and Bawumia who are super incompetent, ignorant, visionless jokers, comedians, selfish people, above all useless in everything, this is what you get. Carlos Ofo Emmanuel Nima. Positive change, Medina Node Abre. Positive change, I say. Bad rules that need agent attention in Medina. Teman to Boga Town. Oyarefa to Teman. Oyarefa Junction to Owusu Ansa. Oyarefa to Gravel Pit. Damfa to Ayimensa. Social welfare to Baba Yara. Asharibotwe Town rules, Red Junction to Asharibotwe, Red Junction to Atima, P&T rules, Sakura to Pantan. I say, Basa. Good evening. Yes, but MPP government are like women government. See, they will say it's free, but bill you twice. It's a sheriff, aka Bob Nodiabre. Good evening, Hunter. People of Asinov are not like people from the Kumawu. They think future, not half cup of rice or gari. They know what is best for them. Amaudu from Tamanode Abre. Good evening, Hunter. This country under MPP and Akufo-Addo governance is not worthy to live in. Now we can see something bad and say something good. National security disturb our phones. We see something, say something. But report an evil or event and you'll be invited by special prosecutor. Why? Are we now living in the early 80s as a date happened during ex-President Rawlings' era? What a mess up country. Thanks for the small editorial. The unpatriotic nature of the MPP now is absurd. Why Professor K. Boating? Because he saw something and said something. A country where the youth are in the scorching sun at Fiesta Royal, Jowulu Junction, and hustling, whilst old men or pensioners are in the helms of affairs and dictate directives, MCs, DCs, ministers, etc. Do we have a future? God save Ghana. Jawusu Edi Nwadiaba Profisi. Good evening, Mr. Hunter. Please, we Ghanaians want to know when the government is going to release the letter Al Jazeera wrote to Nana Addo. Also, when is the OSP going to take that matter up? Hunter, if the special prosecutor could not invite or arrest the many key names mentioned in the report made by Professor Frimpong, but rather intimidating this freedom fighter, then it has become clear that OSP office was created to support mess in this country. The special prosecutor is a young man, and I foresee his future being swallowed in the mud. I suggest the special prosecutor should think smarter. Otherwise, like others have lost their glory, the special prosecutor will be used by the government to destroy, degrade the country and himself. Lord have mercy on these people and the nation at large. Kobe, Edifri Wasa, and you know, hi, good evening, Mr. Host. I'm Douglas Apia, youth from Ase North District, and I want to add my contribution to the show. Okay, contribution will be a later. Good evening, Mr. Hunter. Thank you for the good work you are doing for the nation. Hunter, do you know that NPP are not thinking about the nation rather than the party and themselves? What's wrong about Professor Frimpong Boaten's comment which makes him arrested? Hey, MPPU 2024 is just around the corner. Wusu different corner there. Good evening. I'm Afrani Electrical Park, Kumasi Estate. So say I feel so sad about how Nana Akufo-Addo's government have messed up everything in Ghana, including the one respected Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng. Just look at how the situation in Ghana has turned from bad to worse.